everyone, welcome back to my channel for another Foundation Friday. So I asked you guys on Instagram which foundation you wanted to see next, and it was between Rimmel's Lasting Foundation 25-Hour Skin Perfecting Full Coverage Foundation or Maybelline's Superstay Full Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. Last time I checked, the votes were tied, so I think I'm just gonna go in with Maybelline's foundation today. Just because it's saying 24 hour instead of 25. I feel like I want to put the 25 hour up to a test when I know I'm going to be wearing it all night long. I've also really wanted to try this foundation for a long time, just because I'm such a big fan of the Fit Me foundation, and this is like a full coverage from the same brand, so I'd really like to try it out. Starting off, I'm going to prime half of my face with NYX's Honey Dew Me Up primer. This is the first time I'll be using this primer, so it's kind of like a first impression of this as well. Okay, so it's like a, can you guys see that? It's gooey. And it's got kind of like a spatula to put it on. That's neat. And it looks like it's got little gold flecks through it. So this is actually a serum infused primer. Oh my gosh, strings are coming off as I pull away. Okay. This is a serum infused primer, so I really liked the thoughts of that, because as much as I have super oily skin, I also get really bad dry patches, so anytime I can do something to help out my skin, I'm gonna take that opportunity. It kind of feels like, I don't know if you guys have ever put, you know the aloe vera plants, how it's got kind of like a slimy jelly texture on the inside when you cut them open. I don't know if you guys have ever put that on your face, but that's what it feels like. It's a little bit sticky, which I don't mind in a primer, because I just feel like it's gonna help the foundation stay on longer. Oh my gosh. Literal strings. It's like cotton candy floss. Okay, with the primer itself, I don't really see a difference, but it does feel like a really nice base. It is tacky, like it feels good to put a foundation over, but I guess I was expecting like glowing skin or like little gold flecks all over my face. I don't really see that. I just see like my skin looks healthy, which is good. Okay, so this foundation says it is a full coverage foundation, up to 24-hour wear, seamless matte finish, so we'll see how well that holds up against my skin, breathable and comfortable, fade and transfer resistant, oil free and doesn't clog pores, and it's dermatologist tested, so that's nice to hear. So it comes in this bottle here. It's got a pump, which we know I like a pump, so that's good. A nice glass bottle, and I'm gonna try the shade 110 Porcelain. Just take that on a damp beauty blender. Okay, so that was 3 pumps, 1 layer. Definitely right in saying that it's a full coverage foundation. It did a really good job of covering all of my redness. When it comes to like acne spots, I would probably do a 2nd layer. It doesn't say anything about it being buildable, but let's try taking 1 more pump over certain areas that I have acne right now and just see how it does. Okay, that's the 2nd coat just around my chin and a little bit on my cheeks. It definitely looks better on the prime side. It looks smoother. On the unprimed side, it's not looking patchy or anything, but it's just a little bit more cakey looking. It definitely looks smoother and more natural on the prime side. My only problem so far is it's already like clinging to dry spots. It's definitely more of a dry foundation, probably because it's oil-free and meant to be a matte finish, which is totally fine as long as you have nice hydrated skin right now, which I know is difficult in the winter time. It doesn't feel cakey, but it definitely is looking cakier in certain areas, especially on the unprimed side. So that's something to keep in mind. In terms of it being a full coverage foundation though, it does do a really good job. It's covering almost everything on my face. It definitely is a little bit drying though, so you need to make sure that you have well hydrated skin before you wear it, and I would suggest putting a primer on. I'll give you guys a little bit of a close-up so you can see it now in comparison to the end of the day, and then I'm going to go away, probably do the rest of my makeup, have some breakfast, and I'll catch up with you guys in a couple hours. Just grabbing a little bit on some old acne. Definitely looks better on this side of my nose where the primer is in comparison to this side. Hey guys, it's 2 hours later. I just finished doing a makeup tutorial on this look here. So if it is up, I will link it in the description below. I felt a lot of the powders that I put on my face while doing my makeup. They went on nicely, nothing went patchy, but I definitely feel very dry. Like, I shouldn't say I feel dry, it looks dry. Everything is clinging to dry spots, and it's definitely very cakey and dry all over my face. It doesn't feel bad, but I find it looks very cakey. It's clinging on to almost any kind of dry skin, and just in general looking very like dry. Still looking a little bit better and smoother on the prime side than the unprimed side, even after doing the rest of my makeup. It's just looking, I guess, more hydrated, which makes sense because the primer I used was partly a serum as well. So I guess with this foundation, you just want to make sure your skin is very hydrated. Otherwise, the coverage is still nice. I'm not seeing any blotchiness. Everything went over top okay. So I will check in again. I did my foundation at 10 a.m. It is almost 12 now, so I'm gonna go and eat and go about my day and check in later. I'm not sure what time, anytime in the afternoon probably, for the next update. Hey guys, so it's about 3.5 hours later. So far it's relatively the same. I would definitely say it's cakey looking. Like, I've been taking certain pictures with my phone and I find it looks not great in photography, like close up, because it does look cakey. From far away it's fine. It did also oxidize a little bit. You can tell on my neck just where the foundation was that it did change color a little bit, not horribly, so it's not too concerning, but it did, just so you know, oxidize a little bit. It's starting to get a little bit shiny on my forehead and nose, which isn't too bad considering I didn't technically use a matte powder or setting spray today, so everything you're seeing is the work of the foundation in staying matte. So far it's not too bad. It's been on for about 5.5 hours now. This is normally where it starts to get super oily, so hopefully by the time I check in next it stays this bad and it doesn't continue to get more oily. You definitely need to have nice skin, I find, for this. It's really clinging to any dry acne spots on my face, and I feel like it really shows any textures on the skin. Anywhere where you've got little bumps, like a lot of my forehead, I have little bumps on, and all of that really shows up with this foundation. But if you have nice skin and you're just wanting something to cover up, say, redness, this foundation does a really good job. Hey everyone, I'm back for my last check-in of the day. It is now almost 8 o'clock. So the foundation's been on for roughly 10 hours, which is definitely the length of time I would normally wear a foundation. And I'm ready to take my makeup off. So, since the last time I checked in, my foundation has gotten a little bit more oily, which again is normal for my skin. So it's really not, to me, screaming like ridiculous amounts of oiliness. If you don't have oily skin, it'd probably be perfectly fine for you. And I know I've stated this like a billion times, but the dry patches that I do have on my skin, it's clinging to. So you definitely need to have really nice skin to pull off this foundation. If you do have nice skin, it is a really nice finish. It's very glowy. It's really full coverage. It covered up all of my redness, and it just has a really nice finish to the foundation, and it's cheap, like maybe a little bit more expensive than the Fit Me foundation by Maybelline. So definitely worth it for the price point. I would just make sure that your skin is really well taken care of if this is a foundation that you choose to wear. I do have marks from where I was wearing my glasses, which I don't know if that's a sign that it's not transfer proof or just because I have oily skin. I normally have transferring on my nose anyway, but for my face, I would say it's pretty transfer proof. Like nothing's come off unless I were to scrub. It's been pretty good. And my forehead, a little bit of transferring, but I think that's again because I'm oily up in that area. Guys enjoyed this Foundation Friday video. I post them either every Friday or every other Friday. I haven't really figured out a routine yet. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and leave a comment down below of any other foundations that you want me to try out. I'll see you guys next time.